Didn't talk.
Hello.
Hi.
We're back again. And
We're here.
we are here. It's good
We
to see
did it.
you.
Oh, it's so great to see you.
It's our holiday edition.
That's right.
So I'm sure everyone's out shopping or doing holiday stuff, decorating the tree.
Decorating.
So hopefully
Fun stuff.
you'll tune in later.
Yeah.
And whoever's tuning in now, hello.
Welcome.
All right. Are we going to pick a goddess card tonight?
Yeah. They like to stick in the bottom there.
To help us get through the holidays.
That's right. We need a goddess.
Yeah. So as you are connecting into our goddess energy, I'm just going to get us to connect into our breath. So we're just going to take a few deep breaths together. First breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Second breath and out through the mouth. Third breath and out through the mouth. Perfect. So now we're going to talk about surviving the holidays and what all of that looks like. I know that for some people, this is a very stressful time of year. We get kind of caught up in the hustle and bustle of things, and we lose sight, I feel, of the deeper meaning of why we're actually coming together.
I think so too. I think it's, everybody's, like you said, in the hustle and the bustle and the preparation, and the to-do list seems to get a lot longer this time of year, right?
That's
and
right.
It becomes a little bit harder to be present and in that moment.
It's very true. We have a lot of goddess cards that fell out. There's a lot.
Oh,
How many? There's
4.
Oh.
Jeez.
Okay, so of the 4, we've got 4 here. Pick one.
This one.
All right, so we'll just leave that.
Yeah.
And we'll get to it at the end.
Perfect.
Okay. Expectations during the holidays.
I think expectations is a great one, especially for this time of year. There's a lot of expectation when it comes down to a gift, giving and receiving, to how family members will behave, to how you envision that something's going to roll out and how it's going to go. If you hold on to an expectation, and I have to say that one of the best lessons that I've learned in my lifetime, it's still something that I struggle with. I have to still remind myself to let go of that expectation. But when you can learn to drop that expectation like a hot potato,
yep,
it's a game changer, I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
Expectation is what gets us into a lot of trouble.
I think so too. There's this quote that always sticks with me: expectation feeds frustration.
That's very true.
So it's like we feel as though we have to do something, or we have to be somewhere, or
that's right.
But really, it's about what feels right or where we should be. So the big thing for me is family meals and family get-togethers.
Yeah.
It's a big one.
It's a fun one to maneuver through, hey?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about about y'all out there, but it's different personalities coming together. Mm-hmm. It's it's all about sort of, for me anyway, managing myself, because that's the only thing that I have control over when I'm in those situations.
That's right. And so what I've learned over the last 3 years, it's this amazing technique that a dear friend of mine, Amber Bay, helped me with. And it was about letting go of the expectation and setting an intention.
Well, that's a beautiful way to twist that expectation.
Right. Mm-hmm. So it's going in with an intention that however people are going to show up, they're going to show up. And
that's
there's nothing that we can do about that. What we do have control over is heart.
That's right.
And so for the last few years now, I've stepped into this mindset during the holidays of it is what it is. And I'm connecting into that energy of being with my friends and my loved ones and sharing in the memories, regardless of how it looks. So if the turkey isn't cooked, which I don't eat anymore because I'm vegetarian.
That's right.
It is what it is. If someone drops the mashed potatoes, or if
spills the wine, whatever
it is,
there's that at your
we're just living with it. And I've learned that if you don't feel like being somewhere, then it's okay to say no.
Yeah, it's really important to honor yourself, and there's a reason that you feel so strongly that you don't want to be somewhere, and it's really listening to that, and letting go of the expectation that you put on yourself of the I should. Should is an awful, awful thing to sort of
I
put on
have
yourself.
to be there
That's right.
because, you know, it's the holidays.
And what will it look like to
Right.
other people if I don't show up?
Right.
So it's just as much the expectations we put on ourselves as it is the expectations we put on other people.
That's right.
The other people for me is a big one of sort of I would hold people and situations to a particular standard and have an expectation of how the scenario was going to roll out.
Mm-hmm.
And it never goes that way.
No, no. Do you know how many times I wanted to have like just a very merry, happy Christmas and everyone is happy and joyful and we are singing by the tree? It doesn't
There's
happen.
always something, isn't there?
Somebody gets upset.
Yeah.
Somebody's feelings get hurt.
Yeah.
And it's usually ends up in somebody yelling and saying Christmas is ruined.
Right.
Right. So I've just kind of let go of how everything is supposed to look like.
And you set the intention of how you would like to
I
maneuver your way through
That's
it.
right. And my intention is always to be in that present moment and to just be mindful and aware
Mm-hmm.
of everyone and everything that's going on without an expectation.
That's right. And to sort of let go, because I think with expectation also comes a little element of control and realizing that other people's behaviors or reactions instead of responses are entirely out of your control. But what you do have control over is how you choose to respond to that.
That's right. So it's sitting in that place of non-reaction and non-judgment. So it's being okay with somebody being upset and witnessing them being upset or being disappointed, or because emotions are really high during the holidays.
They are. It's a really stressful time of year. It goes back to that like to-do list. I forgot to get Sally this little thing, and I got to do that, and I got to go to this party, and I got to go to that, and I don't want to go to this party, but I'm got to go because everybody's going to be there, and if I don't, people might say.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
they're expecting me to go.
That's right. And so that means we're forgetting about the whole meaning behind Christmas and why we're here. Oh, we got some waves. Hi.
Hi, friends.
And for me, I feel like tonight, our live is really just about helping you remember and to connect into why this time of year is so important. For me, personally, it's about being with the ones that I love and sharing in memories and moments.
That's right. And I feel that way too. Yeah.
And so it's getting past how the dinner table should be set, how the Christmas tree is supposed to look.
It's the wrong napkin, whatever. Yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Let's laugh about it, because everything that happens the year before that's like a shit show becomes next year's comedy.
That's right. Everybody's going to talk about it around the dinner table and laugh about it, no matter what it was, no matter how extreme it was.
And every year my mother looks at what I'm wearing. She's like, this is what you're wearing? This is what you're wearing?
She holds a higher expectation for your outfit choice.
And so last year what they did to me is they took some balls and they strung them on a string and they put it around my neck as garland. So I walked around with my jingle bells.
With your jingle bells
and I was just jingling the balls, shreddy balls. And everyone was laughing and having fun.
Right.
And
that's what it should be. It should be spending time with your family and your loved ones and laughing and not taking everything so damn seriously.
No.
It's dinner.
I know. And my mom yells at me every year, and I'm 43 years old. And she gets so frustrated with me.
There's always frustrations. There's always family frustrations.
But I just laugh it off, and I give her a hug because I know she's stressed. Like anytime someone is reacting, it's never about you. It's always about the other person.
That's right. Yeah.
And so it's being kind to them and just offering them that space to let that stress out.
So I would say that's even sort of a gift you can offer your family, is to show up with no expectation, but the intention to be fully present and aware.
That's it. That's the magic. That's the sweet sauce.
Yeah. If you can manage to do that, think you can manage to have a pretty chill holiday. I mean, you can always walk in the kitchen and see like mom or grandma or whoever it is that's making dinner, and they're all sweaty over the stove making the gravy with their apron on, and you walk in the corner and they're like, is there anything I can do to help? It's like, I got it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a hectic time of year, but I think we all kind of love it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know for me this morning when I woke up, I just felt that there was something so peaceful in the air. I walked my daughter to school, and when I was walking home, I could feel everyone's energy starting to get into that holiday spirit.
It's really a thing.
Yeah.
You can really sense that and feel
the nostalgia.
That's right. It's not about the mall. It's not about the best gifts. It's really not. I know it sounds like total cheeseball, but it's the truth. It's not.
No.
It really is about that feeling and those, that special time you get to spend with the people that you love and cherish.
And it's almost like it's the coming to the end of a year. So it's
that's right.
Being in this state of reflection over the year, where you've been, how far you've come, and then holding some intentions as to where you want to see yourself in the new year. So it's almost like we're tidying things up and wrapping things up.
That's right. Wrapping up a little present for yourself.
Yep.
Yeah, you're going to open that up in the new year.
Absolutely. And I feel as though when we truly honor ourselves is when we can show up to holiday affairs and family get-togethers with just this pure intention of being present.
That's all you can do. That's really that's my best survival advice on getting through it anyway.
It's the only survival tip. Like, it's the only way I can see it. That's the only way I
gotta laugh at the silly things. I mean, maybe not at the person at the time.
I do.
Read the room, maybe. I don't know. No, it's good to be silly. It's important to be silly.
Yeah, like last year I wore a onesie glow-in-the-dark pajama, and I played cards with my family until midnight, and we were laughing and
having fun.
Yeah, and yes, people still yell and they still get upset, but I don't take it personally.
Because it's not yours. You roll that off.
You roll it off because all it is just stress. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's
such a high stress time of year.
Not for me though.
No.
Like I don't go shopping at the malls. I don't do any last minute stuff. I typically buy, like I think of a theme or something that I want to gift my family, and then they usually get the same thing. So
that's awesome.
Last year is all maple syrup, and they were like, "Oh, thank you,
thank you for the maple syrup."
I mean, I loved it. I still have mine.
I love to try and do as much local as possible. So there's, some really great local artisans and shops that we can support for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to share? Like, I feel like tonight's live is not going to be anything super crazy. Everyone's busy.
Everyone's busy, and we really just sort of wanted to say,
we love you.
We love you.
And to give you something to watch when you're feeling hectic and crazy.
That's right. Maybe put this on when you're like decorating the house for Christmas,
or when things are getting
done,
stressed,
actually,
and you're reacting to something. You'd be like, "Remember, take 7."
That's right. Remember when they said to just let go of expectation and just show up and be present and in the moment, and don't keep thinking. Don't remember that like Aunt Carol pissed you off last year, and that's the grudge you walk into the room holding on to, or whatever that is. Let go of all of that shit. Life is way too short for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if we just allow for the peace and love to be in our heart space, that's what's going to come back.
And if it's exactly what we're going to put out there is what we're going to get back in return. And if we're true and honest and genuine with ourselves and hold no expectation on ourselves, no expectations on other people, and just know that we are love, we are loved, and everything's fine.
For the most part.
I mean, there's some shit that's not fine, but
it's going to happen. But that's the reality of life. So it's learning to just allow yourself not to get caught up in the energy. And so that was our main focus for tonight, was just to allow for all of you to feel this sense of holidays are stressful. We get it. We ourselves experience that with our own families. But my survival guide and the way that I've gotten through it is to not sweat the small stuff, to not take it so seriously.
That's right.
To be silly and joyful and be in my inner child, and to just create, laugh, and be love.
That's right.
Like as soon as I walk in the place, everyone looks at me and goes, oh, she's here.
They can feel you walking in the room.
The woo-woo crazy one is showing
And
up.
I mean, this is such a special time of year for children. And I really think that this is a time of year where we can tap in a little more
Absolutely.
to that childlike energy that we all have. I think it's a great time of year to sort of give yourself the excuse to like loosen up and be silly, be
playful.
funny, be playful. Yeah, exactly.
And I do, like I get down with all of my nieces and nephews and I'm a little kid right there with them and they're jumping on me, and just to see their smile and their joy.
And it's pure joy.
Innocence.
Pure innocence, joy,
Yep.
with no expectation.
And none of the family photos work out, just letting you know. We can't even get them right. So we don't even try. Like it just is what it is.
The best ones are the
goofy
trying
ones.
to get
That's
the good
right.
one. Yeah, exactly.
There's always someone photobombing or crying or not smiling.
Yeah, and those are the ones that you'll look back on in years to come. And like,
But do we even really look back on them?
Not really.
We take
Let's
the
be
photo
honest.
just to take the photo.
It's true. The obligatory, like, everybody's together.
Yeah. So it's just to bring everyone back to that present moment. And so I'm just going to hold this intention. So for anyone who is feeling stressed, if you can share this live video with them after we post it and to tag them in it, that would be great.
Yeah.
And hopefully this very short and sweet live will be to remind you all of the spirit of this time of year really is about connection.
That's right. It's connection. It's love.
In whatever form
play.
it comes out.
That's right.
You know, it's not always going to be nostalgic. There are lots of people during this time of year that are alone and who don't have family.
It's a hard time of year for a lot of people as well.
That's right. We just had somebody write something. I just want to read it. I've been really trying to let go of energies that aren't mine. It takes practice. And I think this time of year is great to really tune into that. Also looking forward to spending the holidays in a fun energy with my 2-year-old. Yay!
Oh, see?
Thank you, Nicole, for sharing that.
That's
absolutely. It is very challenging to let go. Okay, so you're going to help me do that. So we do pick up energies that are not ours. So
yeah, absolutely we do. It's really good to sort of shield yourself a bit before you go into those
things. There it is. That's a part of the survival. Thank you, Nicole.
That's right.
So, you know, when someone's really upset and they speak words, and then if you're really highly sensitive, you can pick up. It's almost like you've been something's been thrown on you.
Yeah, and it's stuck to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It physically can feel like it's weighing you down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before you go into family functions, what you can do is just do a quick little regroup of your energy and just imagine that there is this beautiful mirror that is surrounding you. And so everything that is coming at you is going to be reflected back.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Right?
Yeah.
So you don't take anything on that's not yours.
No, I like to picture a white light as my shield. It's
That's
like a bit of an armor around me. And then I usually ask Archangel Michael and Elmoira to shield and protect me and to cut all ties with that which is not mine.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Yeah.
Now we're getting into the real energy survival.
Yeah.
And if you feel like someone's just been really toxic and you feel kind of heavy, you can go in the bathroom and just sweep it off.
And blow. And exactly. It's that motion of seriously like actually sweeping it off, you letting it go.
And even stamping your feet and shaking your hands is really good.
Or even before you go in, if you're feeling like you need to sort of, like you need a little bit of bravery before you enter in, you just sort of need to give yourself a little bit of a boost. I find doing a little chest pound.
Yeah, right here in the thymus.
Yeah, and I find if I do a little bit of that's really sort of, well, it's going to break up a lot of the stale, stagnant energy that's there too.
Yeah.
And that really sort of, it really empowers me. It really makes me sort of feel like, all right, I got this.
Yeah. What helps me too is music. Like before I go into something where I'm going to be with a lot of people, I make sure to take time by myself. So I spend time alone and I recharge. Yeah. And I do things that I love. So I'll either have a bath.
Fill you up.
That's right. Or I'll listen to music and just start dancing and to get into this spirit so that when I'm around other people, my tank is already full. So I'm not going in half depleted.
And you're solid in who you are at that time.
Totally.
Yeah. Because there's nothing worse than walking into a room when you're already feeling a bit depleted. It's so easy to take on all of that other shit when you feel depleted.
And I feel something that's coming in too now is for all my moms out there. Because I have 2 daughters whom I love to death, but they're at this very tricky age where there's nothing I can do that's going to please them all the time. Very high emotion, a lot of the female energies are coming in, puberty, and I'm learning to not become attached to that. It's not mine. So what I'm really channeling is that very loving, patient, but also detached mothering, so that
you have to let them go through it, I would suspect.
That's right. Yeah. So for all my moms out there holding it down, really trying to make this Christmas about the kids, your kids are going to be what they're going to be. Make it about you.
Let go of that expectation.
That's right.
That they're going to adore every little thing that you've done for them.
No, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Don't matter. They're going to go through what they are going to go through. So if we let go of that expectation and just connect into our own self and honor our love and just show up as joy and as love, that's what we're reflecting back to them.
That's right. And that's what they're going to learn.
That's what they're going to learn.
That's right.
And I am realizing myself as a mother that I can't create this magical memories for my children all the time, that they have to sit in their disappointment and in their sadness and in their anger.
They need that reality.
Yes. Yeah, and it teaches them resilience.
That's right. Which is important, because life isn't always going to bend to you.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I just felt like I had to add that in, because that's kind of where I'm at as a mom.
Yeah. I'm not a parent, but I can imagine that this time of year, it probably feels a little extra when you've got kids that you really, really want to.
Well, you're making it all about them, but really
right.
It should be all about the family just being as they are and respecting each person where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody chooses to be cranky and detached, then respecting them enough to allow for them to have their own experience.
And it's not mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it's your child or your sibling or your spouse, honor yourself first. That is the best advice that we can offer, we can give, and allow for that joy and love that is within you to radiate out to everyone else. And how they receive it is how they receive it.
Because that's truly like the best gift that you can give anyone.
Oh, I love Nicole. She's totally engaged. I've actually been saying in my head, this is not mine, when I'm caught in those invasive negative energy.
Oh, that's perfect.
That's right.
Exactly.
Totally.
You got it.
It's not mine.
Yeah. And like he was saying earlier too, if you can find a space to sort of tuck off to the side on your own and just physically sort of sweep it off of you, that really helps too. But doing that, the shield work and the protection work is a beautiful way to protect yourself and honor yourself before you go into it.
That's right.
Yeah.
So this is going to be our last one before Christmas.
Yeah.
Aww.
I know.
I
see you before Christmas.
Oh yeah. I'm not sure. We might do a New Year's edition. We might come back on one more time, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
Because I don't know where you're going to be. But if not, we'll definitely be coming back in 2019. And in 2019, we're going to start interviewing people.
That's right.
So for everyone listening, if you want to be nuzzled in between us in a nice, beautiful sandwich.
That's right. You got a story you want to share, something you want to talk about, something on your mind.
Let's talk about it. Let's get these stories going, sharing these conversations happening. That's and start to open up this deeper connection to everyone who really wants love to be in their lives, to allow for the energy of love to be their guide, their way into living a more fulfilling life.
And it's so important that that thing that you want to talk about, that you're a little bit hesitant or a little bit nervous, I assure you there are about 15 other women who have that same thing that they want to talk about and are feeling that same way about. And when we speak our truths and we share our stories, we empower other people to do the same thing. And that is, again, one of the greatest gifts that you can give yourself and someone else.
Totally. It's like common threads. We all have these common threads that join us together.
They sort of humanize us a little bit.
Absolutely. And when we're able to reconnect to another human's common thread, what we can end up doing is through the storytelling is help each other heal.
That's right.
It's really
what
we're
we
doing.
Want to do here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to see what the goddess?
Yeah.
Ah, perfect timing. Oh, I can't pronounce her name, but she's come up before.
It'll tell us how to break her down, but synthesis is her.
Okay.
Yeah.
She came up for me before.
Yes, she did, didn't you?
Yeah.
Didn't you?
I guess we still need the message.
G.
So, okay.
Yeah, it's alphabetical, sorry. I don't know why I just said sorry. I'm a chronic apologizer. Maybe that's something we'll talk about in 2019.
I had another friend who messaged me about that.
I had a friend over for dinner on Friday night, and I apologized to her that because my dinner splattered and made a mess on my stove.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we need to look into that because I have somebody else who messaged me about that.
Okay, we're going to talk about that in 2019.
We're going to talk about chronic apologizers.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to figure
I'm
that
sorry,
out.
Mama, but I kind of blame it on you a little.
With love.
With love. With true love.
Okay, so the goddess that showed up for us is this beautiful lady, and up there for our Instas. Synthesis. I take opposites and conflicts, all that is contradictory. I take the diverse and varied. I take the simple and solitary, and mix and merge, meld and blend. I take what is separate and create union. I bring together what needs to be brought together so wholeness is achieved.
Right?
Of course.
Of course.
Of course it is. She's the goddess of bringing everything into wholeness. So during the holidays, look, it just got lighter in here just as we made that connection. She is here with us, this beautiful goddess, to help us realize that without labeling, without judging, nothing is good or bad. Everything just is what it is.
It just is, exactly. And when you hear people say it is what it is, they're not trying to brush it off. It really just is what it is.
Yeah. She helps us, so she glides into your life to tell you the way to wholeness for you now lies in synthesis. It is time to bring all the divergent parts, all the opposing pieces together into one whole. All this time in your life may be engaged in conflict, at this time in your life, you may be engaged in conflict or opposition. Now you must resolve it and create union. Perhaps you are dissipating your energy, your life force in too many directions, or have hundreds of irons in the fire. Of course you do, because it's the holidays.
Because it's the holidays.
This is the time to find the common thread. That's what I just said.
Yes, it is. It's exactly what you just said.
So of course, that's what I just said.
Yeah.
That will serve your needs in the best way. She says that by learning to listen to all the different pieces, all the divergent parts of you, and this can include your family, community, and partner, you can hear and give what is needed to create wholeness. Wholeness is created when all the parts are honored and listened to, when all the parts are brought together and synthesized into a whole. The greatest gifts to the whole often lie in the most desperate pieces.
Right?
Aww. So there is a ritual suggestion here to help, and it's called Feasting in Her Festival House. Festival.
Of course.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Find a time and place when and where you will not be disturbed. Sit or lie comfortably with your spine straight and close your eyes. Take a deep breath and release with a snake-like. Now take another deep breath and release on a. Take another deep breath and release anything and everything that you have not already released. Feel, sense, or see a tunnel. It can be a tunnel you know or one you imagine. It can be a natural tunnel or a human-made one. Take a deep breath, and as you release it, enter the tunnel. It is warm and well lit, and you begin to travel down, 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 deeper, deeper, and deeper. You feel comfortable. You feel deeply relaxed as you go down, down, down. You see a light at the end of the tunnel. You step out of the tunnel into the underwater festival house. This goddess meets you at the entrance and welcomes you into a large dining hall. The dining hall is richly furnished with natural objects. Although the table is set for many, you are the only guest. She seats you in the place of honor. She tells you that this feast is given in your honor, the other places for all of the parts and pieces of yourself. She asks you to call in all of your pieces, and you do. Calling in means asking them to come, either by name or inviting whatever wants or needs to come. So your pieces will arrive and take their seats. You may recognize some of your pieces, and some may surprise you, or all may be unknown to you. With all of the places filled at the table, she says that this feast is a magical feast in which all of your pieces will be fed what they need so that they can synthesize into a whole you. She tells each piece to ask what it needs. The first piece takes a deep breath and asks for what she needs. It appears, it is eaten, accepted, and integrated. Then the next piece asks for what she needs, and so on, and so on, and so on, until all of the pieces have been asked for what they need, received, eaten, accepted, and integrated. You are the last to ask for what you need. It appears and you eat it. You feel a surge of power, of energy, of completeness, of wholeness. You stand up, and one by one, all of your pieces move toward you. You embrace them, and they become a part of you. You feel terrific, vital, energized, centered in your body, whole. You thank all of your pieces and offer your gratitude. She thanks you for coming and ushers you to the door. You enter the tunnel again and begin traveling up, 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 feeling strong, feeling powerful, feeling whole, up, 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 till you reach the entrance of the tunnel and you step out. You take a deep breath, and as you release it, you return to your body. When you feel ready, you open your eyes. Welcome back.
It's a beautiful little journey that one takes you on, hey?
Right.
Yeah. What an appropriate card.
Absolutely.
So stop asking this holiday season what everybody else wants and start working on what you need to fill up your cup.
Absolutely. That's it. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Love you.
Love you.
And we'll see you in the new year.
Bye.